Greetings, my movie ghouls. Welcome to our third year of Halloween Countdown. 31 films in 31 days. I'm Nate, the ultimate movie geek, and you are Marina, Mrs. Movie Geek. We're using real names now, it turns out. That's what we're doing, yeah. So, first day of October, we watched a film. What film did we watch?
Pet Sematary.
The new one. 2009 version.
2009?
2019 version with Jason Clarke and John Lithgow.
John Lithgow?
Yeah, no, I don't know what. For our American audience, John Lithgow. We did Pet Sematary, the 90s version, last year. I'd never seen it. I enjoyed it. I also read the book at the same time. I'll listen to the book.
Listening is cheating.
It's not cheating, it helps me.
It's cheating.
I'm dyslexic.
Getting that on card out, are we?
Yes. I really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the original film. And I was a little bit apprehensive about this film. I thought, alright, well, they're going to make it, they make it new and update it for today's audience, today's mobile phone audience. You know, can't watch a film too well. But I've got to admit, I was really happy with it. I thought the changes they made for a remake were enough to make the story different, but also they weren't too much that they deviated from the story too much. Would you agree? Or would you disagree?
Well, Pet Sematary is what it is, isn't it? You can't do much with it. You've already got your original version from whenever it was in the early 90s, I'd say.
Yes.
They do turn it on, not on its head, but they sort of what you think is going to come to what actually, are we doing spoilers or not?
Yeah, we'll do spoilers. Spoilers!
Spoiler alert. So in the original is where the youngest child, Gage, dies. I'd say he's only about three and a half.
I'd say so, isn't he? 3.5, yeah.
Yeah.
He's walking and talking, isn't he?
Yeah, but he gets killed by a big truck because they live by like a, whatever it is, like a...
The Orenco trucks.
Yeah. But in this one it's actually the older daughter that gets killed. And is it bad? I didn't feel as bad for them, even though you still feel bad. Because when you watch the first one and the heart-wrenching pain you have of that little kid being knocked over and killed because he's tiny, it's still awful, but it's not as bad.
Well,
that probably sounds quite bad, which it's terrible, obviously.
I suppose the whole story, like after, you know,
I was a bit relieved, I want to say, that the little
they alluded to it perfectly, didn't they? So they had Gage hiding by a car, and then he's running out into the road, and we see the truck, and it's perfect in a way
because they screams like he does in the first one and runs to him, and you think it's not going to get there.
What's good about it is it goes for it knows that you've seen the original, and it changes it. So because and I think that's what really works about it.
Yeah, there's a few little bits in there, like where John Lithgow, where he is in the bedroom, and in the original film, Gage is hiding under the bed with a scalpel and cuts his Achilles tendon so he can't walk.
So you get the shot from under the bed.
You're waiting because you can see, and he's like, there's a noise, and he's looking around. He's stood right by the bed with his little ankle out, and you think, oh no.
But then he kicks the bed away.
The bed, and there's nothing there. and then as he's coming down the stairs, it's like, oh. So yeah, there's a few little things. It wasn't amazing by any stretch.
Oh no,
it was an alright film.
I
didn't hate it.
What they seem to do, what I liked as well, they seem to expand the story of past the Pet Sematary. So what's in the woods and what is actually there, and if there is something there, and they seem to allude that there was a thing in those woods.
Yeah, it's a Wendigo, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in the first one, I can't remember that because we watched it over a year ago, probably now.
They didn't really do much.
All
like
I remember is them showing when somebody had been brought back. I think he'd died and his parents buried him there, and they'd there was like a flashback, wasn't there?
Yes.
So
and you get the dog as well. Judd's dog.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was more like exploring the American Indian.
Yeah.
Like monster side, where it was a bit X-Files-y.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no way, like when you see like where it was all barricaded up, like how was that little cage meant to have dragged the mother up that, then up the thingy through the woods, and then
well,
up the staircase.
like you said, when she's fighting with the mother, and with the fact that she seems stronger, so they seem to have been taken over by something, which leads me to believe that, I don't know, maybe there is something in the woods and that they are taking over these bodies.
Yeah.
Instead, and I'll just quickly go back to what you were saying about it not being engaged and not feeling that. That was the reason why Stephen King wrote the story. Because what's good about listening to books, you get the forward. Like Stephen King tells you why he made the book and all that, and it's because they were at a birthday party, living in a similar place, and it happened. He had to run after the kid because the kid was running to the road, and it scared him so much that he wrote this story where it happened.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the end? Because after it finished, you said, "Well, that was pretty dark."
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in obviously again the 90s version, the mother after Gage dies, she goes to stay with her parents with the eldest child, the daughter, and you don't really see her because when the mother drives back through, because she can't get hold of the dad, she probably thinks he killed himself, because I think that's what we probably all want to do. She comes back but has Gage in the car, and then when it's all kicking off, the dad takes him out and locks him in the car and says, "Don't lock in the car for even mum,
for anyone,
Ellie, just don't stand." And then, but it turns out like the mum then dies.
Yeah.
She drags her up, and then
he gets knocked out.
So that all happens when he's knocked out, and then he goes out, and then they kill him.
She's in the Pet Sematary, and he's fighting her. He's about to lop off her head.
Yeah, this is the daughter's head. He's realised that he's gonna have to do it, but then the reanimated mother stabs him
through the heart.
So then he's dead, and then they drag him off, and it was a bit like.
So it starts with the beginning of the film starts with Judd's house on fire. Yeah, and then we come back, and then that's at the very end, and it turns out that.
Yeah, but then it ends where they're all walking towards the car, and little Gage just like sat up and looks through the windscreen, and they're all just sort of like walking towards him.
Yeah.
And then he goes like that, doesn't he? And it's like, I went, oh, that's
Don't
quite dark.
Yeah.
Because they're going to kill him, obviously.
Are they going to kill him? Do you think?
Yeah.
Kill him and turn him into one of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course they are.
Oh. Well, though it's left open, isn't it? Because you don't do it.
No, they're going to kill him.
Oh, for Gage.
But like, Judd isn't as good character.
He doesn't have the main accent.
No. As Herman Munster. That's how I know why in the original film.
In the new It, Stephen King's main accent could have passed for Judd.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No, what even try? Yeah, don't try.
Just alienated the one view we've got.
But yeah, it was alright. I did enjoy it. I didn't. You are restricted to what you can do with this type of film because it's obviously based on the book, and a lot of people have seen Pet Sematary.
Yes.
But it was good. It was a little bit different, which I liked. It wasn't just a straight scene for scene remake.
Yeah.
It did mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
I probably did prefer it a little bit more to the original. Yeah.
Is that because it's dated?
I think it's a little bit more, because the original is dated.
But the original hit you.
I know, but Gage doesn't die in this one.
What he does
And
at the end.
it still makes me cry when I can't
He
cope.
does at the end by the hand of his
Yeah, I know,
mother
but
and
that
father.
just is left open to your interpretation.
You interpreted it that way.
Yeah, but you thought Shawshank that Andy wasn't
Right.
getting raped all them years.
He fought them off.
That was your interpretation.
I know. Well, I'm just very innocent. Obviously, I've never been in
Nate's
jail.
world. I haven't been in jail. I still know what happened to him. Bloody hell. But no.
Another Stephen King.
No, we should just do a Stephen King thing.
We are doing a few Stephen Kings this month.
Yeah. No, yeah. I would give it a watch. It wasn't amazing.
I don't think it did very well on release.
It wouldn't be if I'd not watched Pet Sematary before and wasn't, because I love Stephen King. I read his books. Well, I used to before I had kids.
I read
and
his
had
books.
time. I think if you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't know what to expect. So I think you would watch it and enjoy it. But I wouldn't have gone out of my way to go to the cinema to see it. It's not something I would go and see.
I wanted to go and see it at the cinema, but we missed it, and then it just went.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it at the cinema. I have to say.
What would you give it out of? Are we doing pumpkins this year, or are we doing something else? What else can you do?
Ghouls.
Ghouls. Toffee apples. Or is that bonfire night?
That's bonfire night.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, ghouls. Ghouls. I can't say ghouls. There we go.
Ghouls, jack-o'-lanterns.
Jack-o'-lanterns. Well, whatever. Give it out of 5.
I can't remember what I gave the original. I'd say 3.5.
3.5?
It's not good enough to be a 4.
Oh, but it's not as bad.
It isn't average enough to be a 3.
I'm going to stick with 4 because I enjoyed the change. I thought, even though it was highlighted in the trailer, you knew who was going to die. The fact that they added in the sort of switch in the film, made me think, oh, maybe she isn't going to die, but then she does. So yeah, 4.
I just thought we've totally talked through that as if everybody's watched Pet Sematary. So if they haven't, they won't really know.
Go
what
watch
we're
Pet
talking
Sematary.
about.
Well, I'm going to interweave some of the trailer footage as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just us.
I'll give a brief. Pet Sematary is the live in a city, they live in Boston, they're sick of their hustle bustle, they don't see the kids, they move out to the sticks in Maine,
Am I cutting this at the beginning then?
Yeah, and then you just ruined it now.
Okay.
So they move out to like a house. It's not even a beautiful house. It's nice inside. It's not very nice outside. To have a slower paced life and spend more time with their children.
Yes.
And then they own loads of land and they stumble across a pet cemetery. We've got one locally actually.
Pet Sematary, yes.
And it's actually not the pet cemetery. It's what's beyond the pet cemetery, and it's like ancient burial
Quaker
grounds.
burial.
Shut up. So the neighbour tells them the cat dies basically, and the neighbour tells them just to bury it there, and then the cat comes back, and that's then.
We'll deal with it tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of stop doing that. That's awful.
Worked.
Didn't. That's more.
Lois. Oh.
What are you doing, Sean Connery?
Don't know. I'm just happy to be back.
Yeah, you ruined my giving them a synopsis of why I give up. I don't know why I do this.
Right. We done? I think that was good. I enjoyed the film.
We've already done
Watch
that.
it.
Yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow for another Halloween countdown movie. What are we doing tomorrow?
The Omen 3.
Omen 3. The final conflict with Sam Neill. I can do an impression of Sam Neill as well.
Let's not.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.